welcome to this introduction tutorial on Microsoft Power BI. So Microsoft Power BI is a new cloud-based solution from Microsoft that allows us to turn our data into rich visualizations, allows us to create dashboards, allows us to create reports. More importantly, it allows us to take our data and start telling stories with our data about what is actually happening within our company. It allows us to gain new insights and new intelligence from this data. So you can see over here, here's the Power BI landing page. So you can see at the beginning here that it tells us we can actually use this for free, which is a great option for us to be able to learn how to use the Power BI. There is also another version that allows us to have a few more functions, which is about $10 per month at the present time. So as you can see, this is really affordable in terms of being able to take the powerful features within Power BI and being able to use them. Okay, so as we said, this is the Power BI landing page. If we go down the landing page a bit, you can see that we can take Power BI, we can get our data, we can then turn this into visualization, and most importantly, we can then share this information. This has always been one of the biggest challenges with Excel. With Excel, as we create new reports or new graphs, we have to then take the Excel file and we have to email it to our colleagues. So over here with our collect and share, being a cloud-based solution, we're able to share this on tablets or share it on phones or laptops. So this makes it really easy for us to share this information. One of the most powerful things about Power BI as well is as we start to set up our data source and Power BI gets to know our data source, we're able to ask questions of our data. Now this is actually kind of in the English language, so you actually just write in the actual question and then Power BI goes through the data and it's able then to come back with visualizations or reports that shows your data. Also explore your data in new ways. One of the exciting parts about Power BI is that Microsoft is sharing the visualizations through open source, which means that we will be able to get new open source visualizations being developed, and I think they've been shared through GitHub. So if you monitor GitHub and be able to bring the new visualizations through, this really allows the product to grow in great ways. Okay, as we go down as well, we'll see that a number of different options. I think one of the great ones over here is obviously the ability to access through the Windows tablets or the Apple tablets or the Android different tablets as well. So great ways of being able to access our data. Now we are going to look at, through these tutorials, a Power BI desktop. The Power BI desktop does give us more power than we have with just the cloud-based solution. So we're going to be looking at that in the tutorials. For those of you who are familiar with your Excel, you would know at the moment that Excel has Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. So basically Power BI has taken all three of these products and combined them together into one really powerful solution. One of the really great things about Power BI as well is that it's 64-bit. So those of you again who have worked with Excel and you found that 32-bit we run out of memory or we run into other issues, Power BI allows us to work with 64-bit straight away. So we don't have those limitations. Now this again is also one of the most exciting parts about Power BI is the ability to access all sorts of different data sources. Now these are ones that Microsoft has already set up and has already set gateways to. So we can see things such as the QuickBooks Online or Salesforce and MailChimp that people might be familiar with. As we go down, there's a lot of different data sources. Obviously, we have our traditional Excel, which is what we're going to be looking at in these tutorials and using those. But this is really a growing list. Power BI is very new. Great team of developers who are busy putting this together, very passionate about what they're doing. So we're seeing a lot of new features being developed all the time in terms of the ability to access new data sources. So as we can see, Power BI really gives us a lot of data there. Okay, so we're going to sign in. If you haven't actually signed up yet, please enter your work address and get your email and sign in. Okay, so I'm going to be signing in here. So when we sign in, we get welcomed to Power BI and we get the option of being able to look at content pack libraries, or we can import or connect to existing data. Now the content pack library is a really great way within your organization that as people put together their own content packs of data, we're able to access these and to be able to use these. Now this is great when people have already cleaned up data and produced specific data files that you might want to use for your analysis going forward. Services, remember that list of services that I showed you such as QuickBooks and Salesforce and MailChimp? Well, this is how we can access them from here. In our situation though, we're going to actually import just an Excel file. As you can see, we can do Excel files or CSV files, or we could actually connect to existing databases that we may want to use. So we're going to use the Get Files option. Okay, and you can see now it allows me to want to use, do I use my local files? I can use my Microsoft OneDrive, personal, or have different options. So I'm going to use a local file. Okay, so now you can see that this has loaded my Power BI sales data files. So under my datasets over here, you can see that I have now Power BI sales data. Okay, so this is the interface that we use to create our Power BI dashboards within the cloud-based solution. Now, one of the things we are going to be looking at in this tutorial is how to use the Power BI desktop. Now, you're going to see Power BI desktop is a lot more powerful than what we can actually do just within the cloud-based solution. It gives a lot more options. So over here within our datasets, we have the ability to create reports and dashboards, and we're currently working within my workspace. Okay, so in the next tutorial, we're going to start looking at how we can create some basic reports using our imported sales data. This concludes this tutorial. Thank you for listening. Please remember to visit us at www.excelbusinessintelligence.com. Thanks.